nor female, even though both genders are derived from my nature. If I choose to appear to you as a man or a woman, it's because I love you. For me to appear to you as a woman and suggest you call me Papa is simply to mix the metaphors, to help you keep from falling so easily back into your religious conditioning. In the book of Psalms, there are over 121 images for God. Everything from a deer drinking from water to God the Mother nursing its child. And so today I invite us to open our minds to the possibility that we have shoved God in a box, that we have limited our ability to relate to God. And for some of us, we may never be comfortable thinking of God in any way other than Father. But for others, it opens a whole world. It opens the ability to know God in a way that they've never considered. Sometimes I call it throwing up roadblocks. That if we can remove a roadblock that keeps someone from knowing God, that is always a good thing. And like Coffee House Church, if removing the scariness of a steeple and a pews can help someone know God, then that is a good and beautiful thing. And we know that is true. And we have seen it happen here in this place. So as we think about mothers today, I invite you to think about your mother, the good and the bad and the ugly. But yet celebrate and be thankful that you are here, that you have been cared for and supported, not only by your mother, but as KD said, all of the other people, his teammates, his coaches. He even at one point thanked the man who wrote an article and called him Mr. Unreliable. And the whole state of basketball fans cried out in anger on behalf of KD because they couldn't believe that all he had done, that someone would criticize him. But yet he said, it was a good criticism and it made me play better. When I was growing up, people would ask me who I looked up to the most. And now I'm going to cry because it was always my mother. My mom had a difficult childhood because of multiple physical things. She was at the end of the polio scare, she was in an iron lung for a year. And my grandparents told me stories on 2 different occasions where she almost died. And on one of those occasions, a nurse who had left the polio ward because she could not take how hard it was to watch the children die and be sick. She transferred to another floor of the hospital. But she was working the night shift, and she, in her soul, knew something was wrong. She went up to the floor where the polio patients were, and my mother was drowning, and she saved her that night. And then on another occasion, my grandparents were sleeping in the hotel, and they were there for the weekend seeing my mom. My grandfather got up in the middle of the night, and he said to my grandmother, "Something is wrong with Helen." And he got in the car and he drove to the hospital. And she could have died that night. And so, in some beautiful way, people listened to the still small voice in their head, and they responded. And I wouldn't be here today if they hadn't. And I have considered who I am as a woman and a mother, shaped by my parents and my grandparents and my great-grandmother, who all made me behave and do things that I didn't want to do, and stand up straight and drive slower and all of the things. But that shapes who we are. And we all need those people. And if they aren't our family, then they can be our friends and our neighbors and our coaches and our teachers. And we all need those people no matter how old we are. Those people who love us and call us to the carpet when we've done something wrong. And I hope that in this place that we can be those people for each other. That we can love each other through the hard times. That we can hold each other's hands on the lonely times. And that we can say, hey, what's going on with that? Maybe that's not a good decision in the other times. The day that I had my first child, when Hillary was born, when I held her, I thought, oh my gosh, I had no idea how much my mother loved me. That at 26 years old, when I thought I understood the depth of love and all that could be felt, it wasn't anywhere near that feeling until I held her and I realized I could love so much deeper than I realized. And so on Mother's Day today, we had this wonderful example of a woman who overcame all odds. And you've heard my story as well. Even if you have not had a mother who deeply cared for you and loved you, I hope you have had people in your lives who have stepped up and stepped in and have been the positive force that has helped shape you into the people you are today. And I hope that you will in turn give that gift to others, that you will encounter them in a way that helps them to be better than they thought they could be.